because they don't play every year now. I think they rotate years. I think Michigan will play them next year. But yeah, Minnesota's been playing very good this year, and I think they're very steady. They're going to be steady in the Big Ten. I give props to PJ Fleck, who came over from I think Western Michigan, one of those Western or Central. I think it's Western, but yeah, PJ Fleck came from over there, and he's really turned this program around at Minnesota. So they're 8th. Baylor's number 9. And Baylor's another team that's very, very good in the Big 12. And they're 10-1 as well. With Oklahoma and Utah. You see what I'm saying? See where I'm going with this? And at the 10th spot is Penn State. Now, like I said, these next couple weeks is going to tell everything. You're going to have Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Georgia, Utah, Oklahoma, Minnesota. Well, Minnesota got to beat Wisconsin tomorrow. If they beat Wisconsin tomorrow, they'll lock up that side of the Big Ten and they'll play in the Big Ten championship game. Now, unfortunately, Ohio State is already in the Big Ten championship game. They lost to nobody over there. Even if they lose to us, we have 2 Big Ten losses, but 2 losses. We'll have just 1 loss in our conference, but Penn State will win the tiebreaker. Now, Penn State had beat Ohio State last week, and we would have beat them. When we beat them this tomorrow, Ohio State would have been out, and Penn State would have been in. So now, you'll have Ohio State with only 1 loss in that conference, and then win that tiebreaker over Penn State. And we'll lose the tiebreaker because we didn't beat Penn State. So, that bothers me. I really want a Big Ten championship out of Michigan, but I digress. Okay. But all of these teams that I'm naming, possibly Baylor as well, all of them are going to be playing for something in the next 2 weeks. Now, a lot of this is going to be jumbled. Even if Ohio State, when they lose to us tomorrow, they'll still be in the top 4. They're not going to go anywhere. Ohio State's not going to go anywhere because they've been on the perch so long this season. Like, since the BCS rankings came out, the playoff rankings came out, they've been there in the top 4. Well, actually, like in the top 2. They didn't even have the defending national champions in the top 4 for a few weeks until Alabama lost, I think, and then that's when they moved Clemson in there. But yeah, all of those teams are going to shuffle. Now, what's going to be really, really interesting is when LSU and Georgia meet in the SEC championship game. Now, my thing is, what do you do? Do you still keep 2 SEC teams in the top 4? Or do you move a Oklahoma up? Or do you move a Utah up if they win the Pac-10 championship game? Or could a Minnesota or somebody move up if they beat Ohio State in the conference championship game if they get to the Big Ten championship? What do you do? And this is what causes the big dilemma in this. Now, actually, before I get to Rivalry Week, I'll stay here. I'll stay here for you guys and break this down. Now, this is my thought on the process. Excuse me. On what they need to do. This is what they need to do. They need to go simply off, which will make it easy simply off Power 5 champions. Everybody who wins their conference championship automatic bid to the playoff. So now you have 5. You got five teams right now. Now, I think they should do an 18 playoff. Where after the 5, you have 3 at-large bids. They could do 5 and 1 at-large. So right now, you would have Ohio State and LSU having byes. And then you will have Clemson playing Utah. And then, because Georgia would be Utah would be the at-large. So you'll have Clemson playing Utah, and then Georgia playing Alabama, which I don't like. I just feel like 2 SEC teams. I don't know. I think you'll have room for an SEC team if you do a 6 to 18 playoff. Now, if you do an 18 playoff, like I said, you cut. My thing is the head of the snake is cut off. Like everything is cut off. All arguments are cut off. Everything is cut off if you do 8. Because you'll have the top 8 teams in college football playing each other. Now, with that, you'll still have the byes. How many? Let me see. 2 games. See, I'm doing it right off the dome because I haven't had time to just sit down and do this. But 5, 8. And then they'll play however they would do it, like something like 3 teams that have a bye or something crazy like that, like 4 teams that have a bye or 2 teams that have a bye, and then you'll have 3 against 8, 4 against 7, and then 5 against 6, like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how they do it in the NFL. Like they have the wild card weekend, and then you have your division champs. I think the ones with the biggest, with the best record, should have the byes. You know, or that's when you get into like a strength of schedule or something. If you still want to use that, or whatever, or point differentials, or whatever. You go by that, and then you do the tiebreaker for the ties, that stuff, and then you seed accordingly. Because I don't think teams should be punished for the conference that they play in. They don't control that. They do kind of control the out of conference games, but when you get in conference, then what? You got to play who in front of you. And if you whoop who in front of you, that's not your fault. It is what it is at that point. So, with that being said, man, I just think they need a big dramatic change to the college football playoff. I think it'll make the season more meaningful. I think it'll make it more fun to reward your Power 5 conference to the playoff. Everybody who win your conference, you go. So my thing is, you can have a 11-0 team playing a team that's like 8-3 or something, or a team who won a conference who isn't that good on the other side, and then they end up beating, pulling the upset. over a 11-0 team. They are a good team, you know what I'm saying, that lost to a not so good team. They won their conference, they get an automatic bid to the playoff. Let's see what they can do. And then you seed accordingly. Now, the team who was 11-0 now is 11-1 or whatever. They can get an at-large bid. But I feel like they need to change it. They need to let the people who do the college basketball tournament see this shit, because I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. This forced crap. It's causing more. To me, it's causing more crap, more arguments and stuff than what the damn regular BCS did. It's ridiculous. But that's your top four, and my analysis on what they should do with it going forward. Now, let's talk about Tua Tagoviola. Then, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure you guys all know. That's the quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, he's a junior. It's Tua? Yeah, he's a junior. Okay. Tua's a junior. Now, he was set to be probably a top 5 pick, top 3 to 5 pick in the NFL draft this upcoming year, 2020 draft. Now, earlier this season, he already got hurt. He had to have arthroscopic surgery on his knee. So, he was already hobbled. Now, last year, that same knee was bothering him. So, this year, he tweaks it. They can't, give him any putting Band-Aids on a gunshot wound, pretty much. They can't do that anymore. So now you can't run from the surgery. Now you actually got to do surgery on this kid. Now we're talking about a 19, 20-year-old kid here who has his whole future ahead of him. Very talented kid, smart as all get out on the football field and in the classroom. Very well-raised young man, just cool as ever, man. Just a team person, everything. Like, his teammates have so much great stuff to say about him when they talk about him, So, Tua gets hurt. I want to say 2 to 3 weeks before the LSU game. Now, he gets hurt, gets the surgery. He rehabs real quick. Now, arthroscopic isn't as bad as like a full knee surgery. Like, he had to probably get something cleaned up in his knee. Probably some bone spurs and stuff. They got to go in there and flush it out, clean it out or whatever, sew him back up, and make sure the wound heals, and bam, you back out. Now, I feel like they rushed him back. I feel like they rushed Tua back. Because we all know when something's hurting on our bodies, the thing that we do is we compensate for that. It's just a natural compensation for something. Like, I have a bad knee. My left knee is bad. So, to compensate, I have to walk a different way or not put too much pressure on the knee so it hurts. So it doesn't hurt. So, with that, my hip started hurting and my back because I'm taking pressure off. Now, with Tua, his knee, he comes back and plays a high-level game against LSU. They end up losing that game, but Tua played his ass off in that game. I think he had